Okay. I got this Lorex camera right here. It's a smart deterrence camera. And the light comes on if somebody walks by. So I do like that feature of this camera. Okay, so this camera, actually this one is a refurb that I bought, but it's a E892DD-Z. Alright, that's this camera right here. Alright, so what I wanted to do was play with the SD card function by putting an SD card in here. Alright, but I put it in, nothing happened. Alright, now this is a reset button right here. It's hidden, it's hidden with this SD card, and I took the cover off. It actually says reset on there, but there's little slots for an SD card. So I wanted to find out how I could use the SD card, and I wanted to access the internal menu of this Lorex IP camera. And this video is to show you the struggle that I had to go through to get inside the menu. Alright, so I think this product has a defect in it, but you may not have that problem, but I will show you. So if you run into this, you can figure it out. Alright, so I've got the Ethernet cable hooked up right here, okay, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to connect this. Let me back this up so you guys can see what's going on here. I'm going to zoom out. Okay, I think I got it zoomed out pretty far. There's a router, and I guess I have to move the tripod back. I'm too close. Alright, so let me get a little closer. Alright, I think I got everything in the picture here. Okay, so I got this camera, and I wanted to try and use the SD card, but to do that I wanted to get into the menus, right? Okay, so I've got, what I'm going to do is try and figure out the IP address of this camera. Okay, so I've got an old Linksys, what is this thing? It's an EA2700 router. That's what that thing is. And so I've got the laptop hooked up to that, and now I'm going to hook up this to the router. Okay, so this goes to the PoE switch, which we don't need, so I'm going to unplug that right now. Okay, so we're not using this PoE switch. It's there for a reason, but we're not going to do it right. We're not worrying about it right now. Okay, so I'm going to take this and plug it into number 4, and I got this aimed at the camera so you can see the little LEDs blinking. Alright, so there, I got my camera, and I got on here my device list on my laptop, right? It's in this router. I got the router itself, and I got the laptop. Okay, that's it. So if I plug this in, it should register another device. Alright, so let's do that. Take off the power connector. I already know this is defective, but I'm just going to show you. I'm going to plug that in. Alright, you're going to see that none of the LEDs will light up on the network port. So I don't know if during manufacturing they just figured no one's going to use the power part of this and just use it as a standalone camera or what. But this camera right here, this particular one, has to be used with PoE, and I'll show you that in a minute. It's not showing up, and it won't show up. Okay, so we'll just do a refresh on the network thing, and it won't do it. Now, this is an old router gateway, so a wireless router. It will not, it does not have PoE. That's why I got this little box down here. Okay, so nothing's happening. It doesn't work. Okay, so I'm going to unplug the power. I'm going to cap that off. Now, I don't know if that ever worked. Okay, I'm going to unplug. I'm going to take this off of here. Now we're going to take our PoE switch and connect it to my wireless router. Okay, there we go. Connected to the router part. So the light there, and that light just came on, right? Okay, so now we're going to hook up the PoE part right here. And let's just pick this one right here, so it's farther away from. We'll put it right in the middle, so it's farther away from all the other ones. Then I'm going to push the reset button, which is right here. I'm going to hold it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, with the reset button pushed down, I noticed something popped up over here. You can see the LED on right there. Okay, so it says it's online. I don't know if, let me make sure it's, let me zoom in on that. Now, I can't do the screenshot thing because like the other guys, they're experts at that. I never figured out how they did it. But you can see it right here, network device online. and if I click on that device, it shows a bunch of things, but it does not show an IP address just yet. Now, it's going to register one here pretty soon, but right now it probably takes a little bit. Right, so I'm just going to let it sit and just say okay. All right, and maybe refresh it. Okay, now I got some numbers. Okay, after refreshing it, let's see what it says. All right, so it went to DHCP mode and picked up my first address, which that router was set up to assign 100 as the first address. So now it's 192.168.1.100 assigned from that router to this guy, and I'm seeing that. Okay, so now that we know the address is 100, I think we should be able to get into it. All right, so let's bring up all right, so 192.168.1.100, right? Let's hit enter, and boom, we get the Lorex configuration menu, which is this guy right here. Now, I already did this once, that's why the password and everything is there, but the first time you get in here, you gotta do all kinds of things. Put in your password, change the password, a bunch of other things, okay? There we go. Okay, well, we're gonna log in. Boom. Okay, so now you're in. So that shows you, well, let's see if it actually works before I go too far. Yeah, there we go. You're looking at the ceiling. Let me put my hand over here. There is a delay. See that? Okay, there's my hand right there. So there is a slight delay, but that shows you how to get in here. The reason to come into here is not for this. It's actually what I want to do is I want to get into all these menus here, the settings menus right here. I wanted to get in here to configure the SD card. Okay, so as you can see, it's got a lot of things here. There's no manual out there for any of this. All right, so I'm going to come down to probably storage. Okay, and record control. Maybe that's not it. See how it's got all this? And now what's important to me is network. Now, got TCP IP. Now, here it is. It's Ethernet card wire DHCP. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to assign it static addresses on my router. That way I know exactly which camera is doing what. Because right now, if it just randomly assigns it, how do you know which one it is? And one of the theories I got is once I know the IP address, even though it's connected to the DVR or the NVR, I could probably access the camera itself from a computer on the network. But that's another experiment for another video. For now, let's just come on. You know, there's a lot of things in here, okay, and a lot of it I don't know. All right, so I'm not going to touch it. So what I want to find out is where is that SD card? Okay, destination maybe in here. Okay, let's see. Local. Let's try this. Yep, there it is. No SD card. Okay, so, and there's a format button. So I need to put a card in there. Now I can format the card, and I just want to see if it will take what it does with the video. Does it record it to the SD card and send the picture to the NVR, or is it one or the other? So yeah, I don't know. Once I figure that will be the next video, I guess. But right now I just made a video to show you how to get into the menu of this camera because I couldn't find any information on the internet. All right, so I have a bad power connector, so I have to use PoE. So if you have a PoE router, you don't have to do the steps that I've done. All right. So anyway, now that you're in, you can explore the menus, and if you find stuff out, share it with the rest of us. Okay. So I'm going to explore the SD card, and I'll make a video and share that with you guys. All right. Thanks for watching.